The end of the season is coming ever closer, and while Frontale and the Marinos have a firm grip on the top two spots, third place is still very much up for grabs. A battle that could go down to the wire. We have it all for you on the J1 League Goal Zone. Looking at rearranged fixtures for the round of 28, Kobe were aiming for a third place finish and took an early lead against Kawasaki at the Todoroki Stadium. But Frontale put an exquisite second half performance together as they came from behind for the third game in a row to take all 3 points. And the league leaders notched their fifth win in a row to step closer to a fourth title. The Marinos headed to Shonan as they keep up their chase on the leaders. Kobe and Urawa locked horns in a fight for potential AFC qualification spots. Kawasaki squared off with FC Tokyo, and Sagan travelled to play relegation candidate Tokushima. Shonan went down to Kawasaki last weekend and were now faced with another top-of-the-table opponent in Yokohama. The Marinos had taken a series of hits towards their title challenge, winning just once in their last 4. They needed to snap out of this disappointing run of form if they were to keep up their title challenge. Here's Shazad Haq.
A chance now to finish off. Well, Machio has been the biggest goal threat of all, but on this occasion, when it was a one-on-one situation, very, very good keeping by Yohei Takaoka. Now Hata, who is the best player, I think, both defensively and in attack. Shonan, in fact, I'd say so far, man of the match material. Long way to go. Ball over. Oh, that is a good chance. Great cross, and he's mistimed that header. Wellington. Look at the amount of space they had on that right side. Tachi puts in a fantastic cross, and he just never really got under it. Control by Daisen Maeda. Hasn't got too much support at the moment, has to wait. Now there is. Oh, he's rushed that shot. Junamano, he knows it. He hit it into the ground as well, not a clean shot. Puts his hand up in apology, and that's one of the few times they have threatened. No one picking up Amano. It's only the second shot of this match. He's got to do better than that. Now Nakagawa, we talked about what he could do, and immediately he makes an impact. And they're in form forward. Daisen Maeda makes no mistake, right in front of goal, and that is great work from Nakagawa. And credit as well, of course, to Kevin Muscat for making the change. That is frustration for Shonan Bellmare. Coolly done by the keeper. He's got himself into some trouble here. And that is so close. It really ought to be goal number 2. Nakagawa just failing to find the inside of the post, and hands up there from Tani. He really made it difficult for himself. There was no danger. Could have just cleared, trying to be a bit clever. Maeda was closing him down. This falls to the new man, Takahashi. Decent ball in. Oh, that had to be just a little wide of the keeper. And a good chance from Wellington. It's well saved from Takaoka. You might argue that was a save he should be making anyway. The header's just too close to him. Forward by the keeper, Tani. Wellington with a touch on. And that's good goalkeeping from Takaoka. If you cast your mind back to the one-on-one he had against Machino in the first half. He's kept them in it when they were under real pressure. They've had the 5 minutes. How much longer will the referee play? None is the answer. That is it. Final score here at the Hiratsuka Stadium. It's Shonan Bellmare 0, Yokohama F Marinos 1.
Avispa continue to impress as they now have a run of 5 games without defeat. Their latest, a 3-0 victory over Sagan. Looking strong then, as they hosted a struggling Shimizu, who'd won only once in their last 10. Some uncertain defending provided Shimizu with their first chance on the 20-minute mark. Thiago Santana, though, couldn't keep his effort down. But Santana would get another gilt-edged chance just 7 minutes later. The shot coming in from Noriaki Fujimoto, saved by the goalkeeper, but only into Santana's path, and that's 1-0 to the visitors. And they would make it 2-0 early in the second half. Kenta Nishizawa with the ball over the top, and Carlinhos Jr. showing some bravery as the goalkeeper rushed out towards him to tuck home. This one seemed all about Shimizu, and here in the 65th minute it looked like they had a third. Daiki Matsuoka striking the crossbar, Akira Disaro on hand for the rebound, but he crept into an offside position. Would Avispa be able to mount a comeback? With 16 minutes left, Jordi Crew with the cross, Sultan Tanabe heading over the bar. Just 7 minutes later and they were pressing again. The ball comes in from the left. John Mary takes it down at an awkward height and just touches it over the line. And so the unlikely comeback was on. Here in the 96th minute, Crew whips in from the dead ball. John Mary knocks it down, but it misses everybody and goes out for a goal kick. This one finishes 2-1 to the visitors. Kobe had been unable to make it 3 straight after going down to Kawasaki in midweek and would now have to host an in-form Urawa. The visitors were unbeaten in 10 and could very well hand the hosts another defeat, as both sides were still in contention for the final AFC berth. Amid the noise of firecrackers from the crowd, Vissel Kobe made their mark on the game as early as the 8th minute. Gotoku Sakai with the ball in from the left, Yuya Osako tucking it home. Now from the dead ball in the 21st minute, who else but Andres Iniesta? 10 minutes later and Iniesta was standing over another free kick. This time he plays in Thomas Vermaelen. But Vermaelen had timed his run just too early and the linesman's flag went up. That did not discourage Iniesta, however. He receives the ball from the left-hand side, Osako the applier, Iniesta strikes, and that's 3-0. It had been a woeful first half for Urawa. Yoshio Koizumi with the cross, Takahiro Akimoto's header onto the post, and they still can't get that opener. Deep into first half stoppage time, and Hiroki Sakai thought he'd put his team back in with a shout. His header going over the line, but the referee saw a foul on the goalkeeper earlier in the build-up. This one was disallowed, and Vissel Kobe went into the break 3-0 up. But once the second half got underway, Urawa resumed their attack. Kasper Juncker with a tidy through ball to Takahiro Sakine, and he squares for Koizumi to make it 3-1. But this surely was to be Vissel Kobe's day. Iniesta, the supplier once again, a beautiful ball to Yoshinori Muto, and that's 4-1 to the home team. And they weren't quite done yet. 6 minutes left and Bojan Krkic steals the ball from Atsuki Ito and he buries it from distance. Try as they might, Urawa would be limited to just the 1 goal. Ataro Isaka hitting the woodwork, and they couldn't convert the rebound. Kobe win this one by 5-1. Kashima had hit a patchy run of form of late, but they had a chance to gather 2 straight wins as they came up against relegation-threatened Yokohama. The bottom club, with just 1 win to show for their efforts in their last 7, would have to work doubly hard if they were to take anything from this one. But what a start they had in the 17th minute. Direct from the free kick, Tatsuki Seiko puts Yokohama 1 up. Kashima looking to reinstate themselves here in the 32nd minute. From the corner, Ikuma Sekigawa's header, back off the crossbar. Just 4 minutes later, and they were in with a shout for that equaliser once again. Ryotaro Araki from outside the box, and beautifully tipped away by Sven Brodersen for a corner. Having weathered the storm, Yokohama were now looking for a second. Saulo Mineiro playing in Yusuke Matsuo, and that's well saved by Yuya Oki diving to his left. But from the corner, another opportunity. Rio Homan, onside and unmarked at the far post, makes it 2-0. But after the half-time break, it only took seconds for the Antlers to re-establish themselves. Shomodoi denied by Brodersen, but Ueda is on hand to head home from the edge of the 6-yard box. Far from just seeking to hold on, Yokohama were looking for a third. Mineiro's shot hitting the side netting, and they weathered the storm for the rest of the game, staving off relegation for now with a heroic performance. Another two sides with relegation woes faced off in Kashiwa, with the hosts on the back of 2 losses. Reysol might have a decent enough cushion, but a loss here to Sendai could be damaging and see them drift towards troubled waters. But they got off to a tremendous start. Some fine passing from Yoshiki Matsushita and Shuhei Akasaki allowed Keiman Togashi with the chance to put Vegalta 1 up after just 10 minutes. Fast forward to stoppage time in the first half, and Vegalta almost made it 2. Kunimitsu Sekiguchi dipping a shoulder, selling a dummy to 2 players, but Kim Seung-gyu in goal pulls off the save, 1-0 at the break. Midway through the second half, and Kashiwa come desperately close to an equaliser. Keiya Shihashi's header hitting the apex and away for a goal kick. But with 12 minutes left, a series of deflections allowed Yuta Kamiya's shot to go through all those bodies and beyond the goalkeeper for the equaliser. Having got back into the game here in the 95th minute, Richardson was looking for the winner, but he couldn't get his shot on target. This one finishes 1-1. Unfortunate then for Sendai to lose the lead and drop some all-important points. When we come back, it's the Tamagawa Classico in Kawasaki. Welcome back to the J1 League Goal Zone. 7 more rounds left in the season, and we turn our attention to the top of the table as we head to the Todoroki Stadium for our next contest. Frontale are in top gear as they close in on defending their title, currently on a 5-game winning streak. Another win would guarantee the champions a top 2 finish, but Tokyo will be looking to make things difficult for the champions-elect in the Tamagawa Classico, with Kawasaki having shown some defensive frailties in recent times. Here's Mark Richmond.
FC Tokyo trying to take down the only unbeaten home record in all of Japanese football. And they might do so right now. Adelton goes for goal! Narrowly wide. Atate spurred on by the crowd as Yanaga finds Marcinho. Noborizato side by side with him. Marcinho tees it up for Noborizato! Oh, brilliant goal! Kawasaki Frontale at their very best. Frontale flourish. And Leandro Damião gets at the end of a cute delivery from Kyohei Noborizato. Nagai did the first part well, which is to bring it down. Taniguchi giving the ball away. Nakamura into space. It looks like it's onside for Nagai. Jessiel back in time to clear it. Well, they wanted the flag to go up, but the assistant referee says that's onside. And Kensuke Nagai really should have clinched this equalizer here. Meter through the wall! Almost in. Well, it came off the wall. They're asking for handball, and there will be a VAR check here. It did come off the hand of Yamane. But was his hand out of the way? There we go. It might be a penalty. It's usually given, and a yellow card that comes along with it as well for Miki Yamane. VAR is checking it. Penalty not given. The last piece of action belongs to the video assistant referee. But it was the last piece of action in the first 45 minutes that has settled this contest. Full time here at the Todoroki. Kawasaki 1, FC Tokyo 0.
Gamba ended a 4-game losing streak after beating Kashiwa last time out and would be desperate to keep that momentum going as they look to turn their fortunes around. Confidence should be high against a Sapporo side with 5 losses in their last 6 while failing to score in those games. Paul Macefield has your commentary.
Just playing it back. It's well one back though, and a real chance here now. Kamai with a strike! Kamai with a goal against the run of play, and just 5 minutes in, Sapporo take the lead. It's his 2nd goal of the season, and he took it well. Here they come again though, Lucas Fernandez. Still on the ball, still Lucas! The little poke forwards with the right foot has found the bottom corner. And it's the same corner Kamai found after just 5 minutes. And 32 minutes in, Consadole Sapporo find themselves 2 up. Time and space. And a rangy strike that finds the back of the net from Takamine. No one closed him down. Tomoki Takamine with his 1st of the season. An absolute pile driver. Having to defend here though, they could get caught out. Kaneko! Just a fraction over a minute into the 2nd half. And it's 4-0 already. Once again, they do not defend properly. Gamba Osaka, and they get punished. Decent ball floated in. Patrick gets one back. He gets the crowd going, and he races to get the ball. Goal number 8 of the season, and it can be as simple as that. And it's raining goals in Osaka. Field at the moment, and the chase is on. Douglas Oliveira's going to get there and finishes it with aplomb. That is a cool, calm finish, and you can see what it means to him. His 2nd goal of the season, but that is a wonderful finish from Douglas Oliveira. And there is the final whistle. Well, Gamba have been smashed at home, it's fair to say, and that's why it's finished. Gamba Osaka 1, Consadole Sapporo 5.
Vortis broke a 6-match losing streak after edging out Vergolta previously and will be hoping for more good fortune in their clash against Sagan. Tosu hadn't found a win in their last 2, but certainly looked a much better side than their relegation-mired opponents. Looking to prove that, in the 14th minute, Yuto Iwasaki made a dazzling run down the right-hand side, but his shot was no trouble for the goalkeeper. Moments later, and Vortis would have a chance of their own. On the break, Yuki Kakita shows some pace and a cool head to make it 1-0 to the home team. 2 minutes later, and Kakita had another chance, this time on the half volley from outside the box, but straight down the goalkeeper's throat. But with 4 minutes left of the first half, Kakita would have a 3rd chance. No trouble rounding the goalkeeper Park Il-gyu, who was way off his line, and he puts that one into an unguarded net. You'd think Park would have learned his lesson, but no, there he is. going on a walk once again. Mushaga Bakenga makes him pay, and that's the final goal of the game. Vortis win this one by 3-0. Sanfrecce had found some success recently with back-to-back wins on the road. However, their home form was more concerning. Only one win in 7. They now took on Nagoya, unbeaten in their last 8, and gunning for third. But things would remain goalless until the 35th minute. Hayato Araki finding Yuya Osano, and his left-footed shot beats Langerak. Sanfrecce go 1-up. On the stroke of half-time, they almost had a second. Tomoya Fuji's cross finds Tsukasa Morishima. His header, though, well over the bar. Early in the second half, some in the stadium thought Hiroshima had gone 2-up. Shunki Higashi's shot, though, hits the side netting. Just after the hour mark, some decent approach play allows Naoki Maeda the opportunity, but he can't finish. And Sanfrecce Hiroshima take all 3 points. Another side wading through relegation waters, Oita hadn't been able to find the wins to help them get out of trouble. Cerezo were their latest opponents, and despite some inconsistent results of late, 3 wins from their last 4 on the road should bolster their confidence. 8 minutes in, and what looks like a miss-hit cross from Asai Matsuyama eventually falls for Kohei Issa. His header, though, saved well by Kim Jin-hyun. More good goalkeeping at the other end of the field 11 minutes later, this time from Shun Takagi, as he pushes away Tatsuhiro Sakamoto's effort. Yet more fine goalkeeping, this time from Kim. Arata Watanabe's volley from outside the box, pushed away as he dives to his left. It was end-to-end stuff still inside the first half hour. This time, Cerezo's Takashi Inui hits the woodwork. But a goal would eventually come just 4 minutes later. Yuki Kagawa, breaking down the left-hand side, pulls it back from the byline, and Yamato Machida is on hand to put Oita 1-0 up. Looking for a second goal in quick succession, Watanabe stings the palms of Kim from outside the box. But the goalkeepers would continue to play a dominant role in the second half. Matsuki Kato turning on the edge of the penalty area, Takagi pushing this one away. And still he would deny Cerezo. Yoshito Okubo with a well-struck drive from close range, but Takagi holds strong. Last chance for Cerezo to find an equaliser in the 91st minute. This time Takagi is beaten, but Yuto Misao saves him just yards in front of the line. Here's a look at the rest of the results then. Shimizu took a big win on the road against Avispa. Vissel thumped Urawa 5-1 in Kobe. Yokohama did themselves plenty of favours with a win against Kashima. And Kashiwa and Sendai played out a 1-1 draw. Frontale with their 6th straight win, 1-0 against Tokyo. And Consadole impressive in their 5-1 rout of Gamba. Tokushima equally commendable in their 3-0 win over Saga. Kawasaki have now opened up a 12-point gap over the Marinos, who still have a game in hand. Kobe move into third on 57 points, tied with Nagoya, but they also have a game in hand. Still a tight race for third and the last AFC qualification berth. Tokushima finally clear the drop zone with back-to-back wins and have 7 more games to hang on to top-flight football. Sendai drop into 19th, but with just a few points separating the teams at the bottom, it may not be impossible to get themselves out of trouble as we play out the rest of the season. With that, we've come to the end of this edition of the J1 League Goal Zone. Always a pleasure to have you with us. My name's Steve Dawson, and we'll see you next time.
อย่าลืมไลค์และ Subscribe นะครับ
Like, subscribe, push notification.
Like, subscribe, push notification.